Tell them I'm a winner, yeah, the believer. Give thanks, so when me a bleed. Set speed, I carry on now. Big man in town, them shoulda know say me I keep it crown, yeah. Plant seeds, work feed. Well, enough of them want ready born. When the food gone so long, them run. And them can't be found, still man fight the fight, me not give in. Day and night, me keep on building. Way of life, me breathe out, breathing. Oh, 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 oh. Tell them I'm a winner, yeah. Not pop down, not Joe, not turn in a sinner. Oh, man, still a believer. Even if me get knocked down, me keep the bounce. Now see me front, you got me from a little and I grow. Come on, a winner, yeah. Still a believer.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to really now week 2 of the NFL week 2025 edition. I am your host, Sonja of Prim and Proper Sports, and you know it's me with Friday with the Fellas. I got B. Strilla, the producer extraordinaire, as well as my brother from another mother, James JTrain Martin. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you all?
Awesome. It is Friday night.
It's Friday night.
Got paid.
I was literally thinking that. Get out of my head. I was literally thinking that, but then I was like, well, I don't know, because everybody ain't just got paid, but you know, first of the month. Oh, it's the first of the month. So yeah, they did get paid. They did get paid. Anyway, shout out to Pink Fanfare as well. Always so on point with all the reels and promotions and whatnot behind us. And shout out, of course, as always, to National Streaming Sports, Northeast Streaming Sports, Miss Linda over there, and Elite Sports Entertainment Network. So, all right, now I've got all the pleasantries out of the way. Y'all tell me how you been. We never really talk about how, you know, y'all ask me, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, I got such and such, and that's a bad habit of mine. But I really want to know how you all are doing, especially now that we are on the brink of week number 2. Like, we haven't talked since our teams took the field on week 1.
I'll let James go first.
I mean, the trio of L's around here, so it's not like we're all doing like, you know, sitting in the bed of roses. And you know, we had an opportunity to win the game. We're talking about the New Orleans Saints here. We had an opportunity to tie the game. The guy dropped the pass, and you know, you only get so many opportunities. If you don't have a lot of depth and you're being competitive, you got to take advantage of the opportunities that you're given. What's going on, Matt Yenza? I think, other than that, I mean, I think we're doing okay. I'm doing okay. It's been a good week, and I'm looking forward to the next game coming up against the 49ers.
All right. I'll let you go next. BA. I'm not fat. I'm big boned. I love that. I need that.
That's my gym motto.
Love it.
I'm not fat, baby. I'm big bone. Anyway, no, unfortunately for me, it was, I wouldn't say depressing, but it was kind of a eye opener.
I was literally, once again, you're in my head.
Yeah. I'm not even, okay. Let me start over again. You frazzled me, Sonja. Anyway, no, I thought that, you know, it would be a closer game than it was. But as I suspected, our inside offensive line didn't do very well, and it showed in the game. Even though that happened, I mean, the score, I mean, they were kicking our butt pretty much the first half into the second half. We got a cheap touchdown at the end. Amazing catch by our rookie receiver. Dude, I don't know how he caught that, but that was amazing. First catch in NFL, and it was a touchdown, and it was spectacular. But other than that, the defense was okay. They stopped Josh Jacobs. He only got like 66 yards. He only got like a 3.1 or something per carry. So he wasn't very effective. He did get a touchdown, you know, near the end. But I just think our offense, if you can't run the ball and you got pressure coming up the middle on your quarterback, it's going to be a long day. And they just got to get the communication better on that line. Right now, they're all over the place. I mean, there was one play where both the center and the right guard went one way, and they just didn't even take account of the guy coming up the middle, which I think was Van Ness, coming up the middle, stop a run. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Block the guy, okay? It'd be nice if you did that. But Green Bay, to their credit, they came out on fire. They did well. They played really well. So, yeah, give them their kudos.
Okay, so I will go back to JTrain and come back to you, B, because I want to definitely talk about that game. I mean, I have my own perception about what happened. It's a combination of two things, and JTrain probably agrees, but he looks like right now he may want to ask you. So go ahead, JTrain. Have at it.
Well, no, I mean, I think Spencer Rattler the chain was linked a little bit. I think they don't want Spencer Rattler to try to win the game. They want him to try not to lose the game. So he didn't really do a lot to. I mean, he showed some flashes. He showed some flashes, and he showed that he can actually throw the ball. He can run when he needs to. He has decent to above average pocket awareness. He sometimes he gets the fumbles, and that can happen, but that's usually attributed to poor line play. I would say not Spencer Rattler, but Cesar Ruiz, the right guard. He had 4 penalties called on him, and we had a crap ton of penalties called on us, and a lot of it was attributed to our offensive line. So I would say that if we can get that cleaned up, we got Olave, we got Rashid Shaheed, Alvin Kamara scored a long touchdown. He's still shown that he can actually play as long as he has talent around him, including the decent run offense. But I will say I am proud of the first overall pick, Kelvin Banks. I did watch some film study on him. But man, you didn't call his name at all. That's a great thing when you're on the offensive line. Mm-hmm. When I saw film study, he was shutting guys down left and right. He did double duty. I mean, Kelvin Banks is a future All-Pro. I'm gonna tell you that right now at the left side. So whether it be Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shuck, or somebody in the first round next season or next draft, they got their right side. I mean, their blind side taken care of for the next foreseeable future, 10+ seasons. So other than that, but you go ahead and tell me what you're about to say in regards to them losing the game. I really think, again, it was the penalties and that last play as a tight end that got paid $30 million. Should have came down with that catch.
Yeah, I seriously agree with you on that. Y'all noticed I held judgment for the Panthers. I was waiting, and I was sharing the live stream too to all the pages. So I probably was doing that. That takes a minute. I mean, I agree with you, JTrain. I honestly thought, though, that you guys would have beaten the Cardinals. Their play is just, they come in spurts. It's like you will see the Cardinals look like they're riding high, and then it's just like, okay, Cardinals, meh, like no big deal. I felt like that game was winnable, even with the novice players on your team. I will say, just like you said, very important plays. They made their money where it is. Y'all got a lot of your guys back that were injured last season. Olave, isn't Olave back? Yeah, Rashid Shaheed, Kamara's looking the way he normally does. And so I really thought, especially, that game, I just felt like you guys had a home advantage. I thought it would be, well, not really like a blowout, but I thought it was a competitive game that you all should have been able to win. I was really shocked that you guys didn't win. But you will soon. And don't worry, the Panthers are playing them on Sunday, and we'll try to take care of them in Arizona at 4:05 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, I'm gonna plug in my play real quick. The Carolina Panthers, I talked about this on Wednesday. I do like my little abbreviated segment, and all I could do was about 30 minutes because that's all I had. I cannot tell you as a Panthers fan how frustrating it is. I don't care if it is week 1. I don't want to hear that from nobody telling me, oh, it's just week 1. No, because what's the excuse in 3 weeks? What's the excuse in 4 weeks? Bryce looked like he did in season 1, because we just wrapped up season 2 with him. This is the 3rd season with Bryce. I told everybody at the end of the season, there's no room for regression. Everybody bragged on him how week 10 or 11, I forget which week off the rip, he was the number 1 quarterback in the league for that specific week. We had a lot of close calls, but then you see Mr. Kentucky Derby, aka Xavier Legette, still dropping crucial catches. You're too busy wrestling horses and going to derbies during the off season and not focusing on your game. You're getting way too much money. And I know Xavier follows one of my Pantherette pages on Instagram, so I hope this does circulate out there. Xavier, love the Mullins accent. Know where Mullins is, not far from home. Get your ish together. Like, seriously, dude, this is ridiculous. Our score looked so bad. It was 3. That's all we had was 3 for the entire game until I literally went live in my group. It was 4 minutes left in the game when we finally solidified a touchdown by J.C. Horn. Was it Chuba Hubbard or J.C. Horn? I can't even remember. I'm sure that's how frustrated I was. So needless to say, that's how we finally got a score on the board. But I will say this, as I transition back over to B, our score was the same as what the Lions score was in the game. We lost 26-10. And if I'm not mistaken, that was the same score that the Lions had. B, my question to you is, it's not
we
the
lost
score.
by 2 touchdowns. It was 27-13.
But same difference, though, I guess I should say. Same, like,
I mean, apples to oranges. I mean,
yeah, fruit is fruit. Okay, fruit is fruit. We'll say that. This is my theory of that. 2 things. Number 1, welcome Michael Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. Y'all he was on it. He was on it. And number 2, and probably more importantly, your offensive coordinator and your defensive coordinator. Both sides of the ball. This is where we see it. This is where we see a dull roar and not a loud roar that we saw last year. You all gave up 2 big people that were controlling it. You know what, Yenzer? I don't even know. Thank you, B, for taking that down so quickly. I didn't even get a chance to see it. I didn't get a chance to see it. I can do math. Thank you, Yenzer. But I mean, B, is it time to be worried or no?
Nope.
Like
it's game 1. Mm-hmm. This had nothing to do with the coordinators. I'm getting tired of that narrative.
Oh, it's not. Oh, wow. I didn't know.
No, because I'm tired of it. I'm getting sick of explaining this stuff to people. It's not the offensive and defensive coordinators.
Well, okay. I haven't heard it. I haven't talked to you. And so everybody, make sure you take note. This is the last time B is going to say it. Get loud again, B. Right. Let them know. Let them know.
Dang it. Anyway, no, really, it's not. If Ben Johnson was there, Ben Johnson, you got to remember, he had a great offensive line he could call plays from. This is a revamped offensive line. We don't have the same center. We have a rookie guard and like a rookie and a half guard on the other side of them. And this is what I said. I got to see how the inside offensive line is going to play. When you can't run the ball and you can't, Steve-O, kiss my rear end. No, it wasn't. You don't know football if you think that. First of all, if you can't run the ball on the offensive line, then you're not going to get play action passing, right? So then you can't do anything, really.
Right.
I mean, you had to go to a short passing game because the rush was intense. Whether it had been, Micah Parsons or not, I mean, he what he did was he just added a certain fire to that defense. The defense played well without him when he was off the field. So it wasn't really. He just pumped the defense up. I'll just put it that way. And the defense, our defense, dropped the interception and got an interception and ran one in for a touchdown, but it was called back for some sorry penalty that was really ludicrous. But it was Green Bay, so we'll go with it. But other than that, I mean, they didn't play bad defensively. They had to shore up the cornerback position because Arnold had a groin pull, and I can tell you that playing cornerback and getting a groin pull, that is not pleasant. It is not pleasant. And you can't run, you can't be at full strength when you're doing that. And I don't know why he didn't take himself out of the game. That was ridiculous. And he got burnt twice. And Green Bay knew this. So they just, let's go throw on Arnold's side. Damn.
I mean, I'll give him 27-13. I'm sorry, Jay.
That's okay. Well, I'm just going to say I'm not going to fault the Lions. Like B said, it's game one. But what I will say is, through 2 games, considering the Green Bay Packers played last night against the Washington Commanders.
Commodores.
You can say Redskins. I say it.
The Commodores, yes. That's hilarious. Yes, they weren't brick houses last night because they sure got their behinds whizzed. And I'm going to give credit to where credit is due. Green Bay's defense looks great. And not only great, with Micah Parsons added in the mix, now he has a second and a half and through 2 games. So I'm afraid. If that back stays healthy, he looks pretty like they're trying to double team him and everything, and he still looks like a force to be reckoned with. So through 2 games, Green Bay looks like Super Bowl contenders. Let's just say through 2 games. If I had to judge off this right now, they look like they could be world beaters because the defense is giving opportunities to the offense better. They're giving them more chances, and the wide receivers, you don't even know most of their names, and these guys they're playing well. I think a lot of that has to do with coaching. LaFleur is a really good coach, and I think offensively they just look good.
I will say this: I had class last night, and so I purposely didn't even go on social media or anything on my way home from school, so that I could watch the game anew on Prime. And I did just that. I was able to, the game was almost over when I got home. And so I watched it and was able to fast forward and everything and see it. And I was floored. The Commanders looked like they were commando. Okay. They don't look like the same team at all.
Doo-doo.
Yeah. I feel like maybe I'm like, maybe
Commodes.
This is just the commodes. I feel like maybe this was an opportunity for everybody to just at the very
I said the kaput. Sorry, I need to be quiet.
Oh, it's okay. I was making sure I could still be heard because I didn't know if I was having technical difficulties. I was like, "Are y'all hearing me?" No, but they gave me hope towards the Panthers because at this point it is still week 1. We see the Lions whose roar has been muffled, but they've said they had problems converting in the red zone. That was their problem. And I did get the score. My bad, guys. It was 27-13. So kudos for the 3 extra points that the Panthers didn't get to your team, Bistrella. But it was the red zone for you guys. The Panthers, I will say a little bit of what I said Wednesday on my show. Fans are sick of this, okay? Management in Pantherville, fans are sick of this. You have a broken down car that you keep trying to repair various pieces on this car when you need a new car. You get a new quarterback one season. You go and get a new coach another season. You go and get a couple of draft picks on the O-line, but your defense is number 30 or 31 or 32 for the last couple of seasons. And you keep doctoring on the side that's almost proven to be stable, and you're lacking on the side that is falling apart. And so now this has been a comma in our seasons. The last 5 seasons has not been the end of the season. It's been a comma and on to the next season. Comma, semicolon, next season. It's not been a period. It's not been a cutoff. It's not been a fresh start at all. And Panthers fans get hopeful when we get 2 games in a row. That is ridiculous. We win 2 games in a row, which we have not done, by the way, but we've gotten happy out some close calls. We can't even win 2 in a row. It's a wrap. This is where the tires are on the tracks. This is where do not be surprised. I'm not going to say it's going to be a coaching change because Dan Morgan is who he is. I think this is time that there are no more sabbaticals for quarterbacks. There are possible permanent benchings or possible trade talks. As much as I don't really regard the Atlanta Falcons, they did not give Kirk Cousins an opportunity to come back this season, even though they paid him $1 billion. They benched this nigga right away. They put him on the bench right away, him and his 50 pounds of chains, and they are starting Mr. Penix Jr. They literally drafted Penix right after they paid Kirk Cousins. I said his name correctly. I said his name. I said Penix.
You did, but it's still.
Yeah, it's Penix Jr. They knew, they slapped Kirk in the face. They saw that they were like, whoa. We paid him $1 billion gazillion, but let's give him a call and let him know, it's draft night. We see this other kid that we think may have potential. Kirk not realizing, bro, this dude, you got one season to show improve or your job is out. Kirk is on the sidelines passing out Gatorade right now. He doesn't even have to get fitted for a new uniform. If he gained 12 pounds, they don't even care because he doesn't have a uniform for the Atlanta Falcons. And so, with that being said, it's time for Bryce to be on notice. Bryce is not the franchise quarterback. I'm saying it now. We're not going to be double-digit wins this season. Yes, it's week 1. Unless there is huge difference, I don't see it. Not with Cowboy Carter, Xavier Legette, dogging around, dropping passes, and you're dependent on a defense that's not there. That's my spiel.
So, Sonja, you're retracting your Super Bowl aspirations?
Damn.
So
I got to ask.
Their aspirations are there, but that's all there are. There's a word called aspirations, and then there's what? Asphyxiation. Right now, we're literally, or like somebody that, when they cut your hair off, aspire. You can aspire. There's 2 words, that kind of mean one and the same.
It's one game. One game.
It's one game.
Yeah.
Chill
I hope.
the F out.
So did you guys watch the game? Let me ask y'all. They didn't even play it in Atlanta. I had to pay for YouTube for it. I'm already asking for my money back.
No, I have NFL Plus, so I can watch all the games and I can watch all 22.
Yeah, I watched a half of it.
Oh, I need to get with you, JTrain, and see if it's cheaper than what the school gave me a discount for YouTube.
Okay.
It is cheaper.
His is cheaper.
I can tell you that automatically.
Well, you gotta, but you're watching if it's not a primetime game or if it's not a game that's on that's gonna play on like Fox or ABC.
Out of market.
It's out of market and it won't play. It'll play a replay immediately. It'll play the whole game after.
Oh yeah, the recap. No, mine plays it live. I have YouTube, and with a student discount, at least with the school, I got it for $118 for the whole season.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's actually not bad.
Yeah, right now YouTube has me. I hope they don't ever hear this. They have me until I could get my little coins together for the $118. I let them sign me up for the $20 down payment plan through my Prime, and I'm about to cancel it because I just paid. It doesn't renew again until October, and I'm about to cancel and switch over to the one payment up front because that's even cheaper.
Right.
But I don't know. That's why I'm like, did y'all watch this game? Y'all didn't see nothing.
I caught half of it.
You didn't even think nothing about what I saw. None of those feelings came to you like, wow, same old Bryce, huh?
I did a little bit. Yes, I did. But there's one game. Again, you played a team that actually made some really good moves. I mean, so I'm not saying that Travis Hunter looked like a world beater out there, but they got a dude out there that by the name of Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, they got a really good coach, I think. Also, coming out of Tampa Bay, that was the offensive coordinator. Liam Cohen is actually
to plug his LSU player.
I'm going to always do that. I got to ride. If you hear that JTrain, wherever you are out there, you're always repping the Ohio State University. But he knows I'm going to rep my LSU Tigers, right? Exactly.
Yeah,
but I think
only took 6 snaps on the defense.
Supposedly, they're supposed to play him it's like game time decision on what they're actually going to do, the snap counts on offense and defense. So it might be a game where they figure he could be better suited at defense. They may play him more on defense and play him some on offense and vice versa. I just think that they're trying to figure it out right now because ultimately playing 100% is not going to happen. That is not going to happen for both sides.
Right.
He doesn't even have the build for that. I don't think he has that. I mean, he's a dog, but he ain't that much of a dog. This is the NFL. There's plenty of dogs in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that, Yinzer.
Ugh. So B, you didn't think that? You think it's just week one?
It's just week one. You got to remember that he lost his coordinator. Where is he at now? On the team you just played. I mean, and then your defense. That's the thing that I have. That's the thing that I'm not liking about Carolina. Their offense will catch up, but their defense, because offenses usually take a little time in the beginning of the year anyway. But the defense has to step up in that time, and their defense is not.
Well, we can't blame Jimmy Horn. I mean, excuse me, J.C. Horn. You saw that interception he caught. That was impressive. So I will say you got a dog in the cornerback. He just needs to stay on the field, stay healthy. But he's always been a dog.
You said our coordinator left?
Yeah. Didn't you have Cohen?
No, Tampa Bay did.
Oh.
Tampa Bay. Oh, that's right.
That's why I was like, wait a minute. When you said that, I don't know if you saw my face. I'm sitting here like, well, what did I miss? Because I don't remember. We have Brad Isaac is our offensive coordinator, and Ijero Ivedro is the defensive coordinator.
Who was your offensive coordinator last year? Wasn't it Canales? Who was your offensive coordinator last year?
Canales is our coach.
Brad never the shiznick isnick.
Yeah, so Canales came from Tampa Bay as their coordinator to our head coach.
Well,
Canales is good. Canales is good. I like him.
He's a good coach. Yeah, he's a good coach. I'm not worried about the offense. The offense will catch up. The defense.
He's right. That's what we are. We are all on the same page here about your defense. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's Canales. It's Canales, Yinzer.
Yeah, Canales, Dan Canales.
But anyway, yeah, I think that the defense needs. I mean, yeah, J.C. Horn.
Canales is not the coach.
He's a coach. Yeah.
Yeah. What are y'all?
No, who's the passer? He asked AC or he asked OC?
Well,
No,
Canales is the
coach.
HC. Yeah.
No. I'm saying he asked the Yinzer asked for the HC. He asked for the head coach.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was
like, what, y'all making me think that I've missed something. I'm like, wait a minute, what have I missed? All right, so
no.
Our offensive coordinator is Brad Isaac, like I said. Ijero Ivedro, they renewed him for defensive coordinator. Tracy Smith is our special teams, and of course, we have Canales as the head coach. That's been there, that was the coordinator from Tampa Bay. All right, guys, let's get in. We are at the halfway mark. Let's get into next week's games. What do you guys think coming up on? Okay, let's start with our teams. B, I'll start with you. Who the Lions got Sunday and who you got? By the way, let me just tell you, as frustrated as I am about the Panthers, I am 12-4 in my fantasy. So I picked them, so they were one of the L's I took because I'm not going to bet against my team and then I'm against them and they actually win. Okay, it's a gamble. But I'm 12-4. And I'm number 2 in my fantasy players. So it's only
Steve-O, you got a new kicker, but you're gonna have a new kick in your behind as soon as we see you.
Is he talking about Eddie P? Did they sign him today?
Eddie P. Yeah, Eddie P. They've been signed him. They signed him a couple days ago.
Put off this live. So I knew a couple days ago they were working him out. Eddie Pinheiro is who we're talking about. Eddie P, former Carolina Panther kicker. And somebody messaged me that's a 49ers fan. Matter of fact, it was my god brother. So if you're listening, Chris, what's up? And he was like, hey, sis, is this guy any good? I heard he was. I was like, is he any good? Let me give you his stats, bro. And I screenshot him and sent him, and he thumbs up, hard or whatever. And so now I don't know why Carolina would get rid of him because we're going to need him in those close games. Like, what do y'all, this is what I'm talking about. So anyway, B, sorry about that. Sunday, what you got?
And also, by the way, Chicago signed Jake Moody. So San Francisco, he wasn't unemployed for a minute.
Right.
He got out there and got caught by Chicago. Speaking of which, is the team that we have to play this Sunday.
Yes, sir.
At Ford Field.
Yes, sir.
Against Ben Johnson. Mm-hmm. It's going to be, and we're both 0-1. Somebody's not going to be happy after this game, and I don't think it's not going to be the Lions. The Lions are going to be happy after this game.
You think the Lions are going to be happy?
The Lions are going to be happy after this game. They ain't going to beat. They ain't getting. Man, Ben Johnson ain't going to beat Dan Campbell. Ben Johnson ain't that guy yet. He ain't that guy. You see what he looked like when he was on Monday Night Football? Did you see all those looks he was giving Caleb?
Yeah, I seen it, but he was gangster with it. They did that thing. They almost won that game.
Yeah, they should have won the game, but they didn't win the game. That's the point.
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy outshone my man at the end. He came out there and was Tom Brady. He was out there like Tom Brady.
He was a Brady-led. All right,
stop the presses. Don't put that boy in the same breath as Tom Brady, please.
I said like. I didn't say was.
Not even like. Come on. Tom Brady wasn't all that great at Michigan. So let's just
that's another thing that's a misconception about Tom.
I saw some of his games. He was decent.
They wanted to play Drew Henson all the damn time. That's why. And Drew Henson was the guy. Because he was this athlete like nobody's business. But guess what?
He was a bust in the NFL.
When he dropped the ball, Tom Brady came there and won some games and came from behind. So you could see that.
Yes, sir.
So, but anyway, the point of the matter is that Ben Johnson, it's in Detroit. The Lions are already pissed off because they lost to Green Bay. And now you got this guy coming in there who left you for the Bears of all teams. You're like, no. I don't see this being happy for the Chicago Bears. I just don't.
What do you think his reception is going to be like when he comes in?
Oh, Amon St. Brown on his St. Brown podcast said, we are going to boo the F out of him.
Wow.
I want everybody to boo the F
out your court. Wow. No. Oh, wow.
Oh, you're the enemy now. That's what they did to Stafford when he came back. You forget about that.
Gunslinger, that gun was put back in its holster.
Yeah.
All right.
It's going to be entertaining. I don't think. Yeah, Yinzer, they're not going to destroy the Bears. It's going to be a pretty good game. I think it's going to be like a field goal game, if that much. I'm not saying because the inside offensive line's got to prove me better. They got to play a lot better than they did against Green Bay. And Chicago doesn't have a Green Bay defense. They have just a regular Chicago defense. But Jalen Johnson,
I think that game's going to be high scoring though on both sides. Mm-hmm. I say maybe I give
Battle of the Claws.
Maybe a 2 to 3 point win. And I'll be honest with you, going in, I picked Chicago. I might be wrong, man.
Me too.
I picked Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pick Chicago against Minnesota?
I don't know. I think I picked Minnesota.
No, I picked Chicago against Minnesota. But again, like you said, they should have won that game.
I picked Minnesota.
They let my man come back. I picked Chicago.
After Caleb got off that script, and what's the defensive coordinator from the Flores? Flores started blitzing him in that second half. He looked like he was confused. He didn't know what he was doing. There was that one throw that he made, and DJ Moore was all by himself near the goal line. Nobody was in 10 yards. And I would have went out there and choked the crap out of him if I was.
That's why he in Carolina. That's typical DJ Moore behavior.
He keeps acting like that.
No one even knows.
Badget man's going to come in there.
No one even knows what the DJ stands for. They never gave him a real name because it's always like that John right there. He keeps dropping the ball. That's why they just call him DJ. That's John.
No,
all right.
Speaking of, man, because he got traded, but he's a good receiver. So
he's
a good receiver.
I am not. It's part of the Bryce Young trade, the whirlwind trade that we just paid off. All right. Speaking of dropping balls, All right. The 49ers, you're going to get a chance to be facing Eddie P again. This time, JTrain in the Big Easy. Yeah, the 49ers are coming, the Niner gang. They're coming to New Orleans. I bet it is turned up out there right now because those Niners do travel and they probably tearing Bourbon Street down. So with all that aside, big game coming up this Sunday, of course. And it is at 1:00, one of the nice 1:00 games. Who you got and why?
Of course, I got my home team, and it's not just because I'm thinking I was at home. I was at home in the first game, but I was pleasantly surprised to see that they actually played competitive. The only reason I'm picking the Saints in this game is because of the injuries on the side of the 49ers. It's been said and put out there that Brock Purdy is definitely out, maybe 4 to 5 weeks with turf toe. So
that's what Julio Jones had.
That's a tough one to recover. We got a player out with turf toe. So Trevor Penny. But with that said, also I think that and Mac Jones. I'm just not a Mac Jones fan. Yeah, Mac 10. Right. Excuse me, my bad. Huh? He's coming in. He's coming. That's coming. Yeah, Mac Jones. I mean, Mac Jones can play in fill-in games here and there, but I just don't. I think the Saints defense is a lot better than people give them credit for. They played well against the Cardinals, and I think they're going to play well against the 49ers because I think their offensive line is not all that great, especially not having Trent Williams. And then they have Brian Robinson Jr. So as a running back and Christian McCaffrey, but McCaffrey is I'm not sure how he is physically, but I like our chances at home, and they don't have Kittle as well. Kittle's out as well.
Yeah, y'all might get a dub on that. Okay, now you talk about Kittle, you talking about the whole squad right there.
Kittle's out. Obviously, you don't have Brandon Ayuk. Obviously, he's still in Publix. Now, they do have Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall had 108 yards in the last game. Yeah, but with that said,
y'all can contain him. You guys down
on what?
This. Oh, he said y'all
pieces.
He said, "Are y'all down?"
Yeah, we're down. No, I suppose. So Trevor Penny didn't play the first game.
Yeah.
Yes, and we're not going to have him. We got Raiden. I forgot. I forgot how to pronounce this guy's name, but he filled in well as the left guard. One of our tackles, Taliesin Fuanga, got hurt.
Oh,
his knee. Yeah, I did. Yes, Taliesin Fuanga. He got hurt, but he practiced the last 3 practices, and so he looked like he's probable to play, and so that's our right tackle. But with that said, man, I don't like your secondary, Steve-O, and for the 49ers either. And I think that's going to give an opportunity for all 3 of the receiver and tight ends that we have to be able to play well. And I think Kamara only got 2 passes last game. He's going to get a lot more action in that regard. And so the only person I think you have Werner. Fred Werner is a dog. And so he's probably going to be the one stick on Alvin Kamara, but I just was Blackman starting. Blackman got hurt. He got hurt. You're talking about the safety.
Safety.
Yeah, he's out. His labrum. He tore his labrum. He's out for the season. But we have a rookie that's coming in at Jonas Sanker, a 3rd-round draft pick. He's gonna be there. If you didn't know that, he'll be playing.
In my opinion, I think you all are still pretty stacked. Of course, Kamara didn't receive as much, but then you got your younger back, Kendre Miller. People are like, come on. Like, if Alvin is not where he needs to be. What's up, Rochelle? Hey, beautiful. Thanks for joining us. Please share the live. If he's not doing it, then Kendre is no second part. Like, he is not second fiddle. He is not that far behind it. His depth has really improved. Then you got, of course, we talk about Chris Olave and then Rashid Shaheed. Both that wide receiver is solid. Like, both of them. Of course, Shaheed's coming back from this injury, but he's definitely earning the number 2 position with him with the depth chart. And if you look at, I noticed you didn't mention JTrain. I was waiting for this one. Juwan Johnson, the tight end. I mean, he's not super flashy, but he's definitely usable and serviceable everywhere y'all have needed him. And then you got your O-line, your key piece being Eric McCoy. Now that's the one people have had some concerns about y'all's interior stability, but overall, given the injuries and things like that, the tackles and your guards, they've had a little bit of rotations, but the consistency that y'all have had is where it matters a lot. That's my opinion on that.
I think one of the biggest matchups for the Saints is going to be Nick Bosa versus the number 1 draft pick for the Saints, Calvin Banks. Calvin Banks has been a dog so far. He's been a dog in preseason. He's been a dog in the first game. I think he's going to shut him down. I just think he's good. You're right. Rather is 0-7. He almost had one last. Excuse me. He almost had one last week. Thank you. But you can't count the 6 games that he had last season because he had guys off the streets. I mean, he had everybody was playing. You don't even know who they were. That offensive line was made of guys that was coming up, plumbers and scabs from 1987.
I was in New Orleans last year, and they tried to give me a uniform right there on Bourbon Street. I was down.
Yeah.
I was a girl. They were like, "We don't care."
You're right. He's always 7. You got to live with that, but I think he's going to do better with this team that he has right now. As long as we can stay healthy, man. 43% last year is pretty rough.
Yeah, that you guys had 20 injuries on the team total?
Yes. And I gotta say, Sonja, you mentioned Juwan Johnson. Juwan, if you ever watching this show, you know I'm a diehard Saints fan. Catch the ball, man. Touchdowns. You got 78 yards, 6 catches, but the one catch that mattered, when they counted, you weren't there. You dropped the ball literally and figuratively, brother.
Yep. So of course I'm gonna give y'all my take. What you say, B?
He'll pick it back up.
He will.
He's a
this is
end.
the time of year we're kind of optimists. So I went in a little hard. I think I'm just sleep deprived. I went in a little bit hard on my Panthers. So let me back up a little bit on predicting my game for Sunday. So the over/under, of course, everybody's screaming Tyler Murray and company that they're gonna do, beat us down and all this stuff, that and the third. But Kyler Murray had a decent week, 1 out of 2 touchdown passes, efficiency, and they had a lot on the ground. That's the thing we got to be really careful of. They have a balance of air and ground stuff. That's what you got to watch with the Cardinals. It's not always consistent in every game, but if you've seen it once, which we just had one game, you could just best believe they're probably going to try it again this week. So the protection that Bryce does have has got to be solid. I mean, the O-line consistently folds up like lawn chairs, and that's something we just can't have. The protection has got to be there when you're playing a run defense against the Cardinals. That's the biggest thing, because if you can't win the battle of the defense versus the run, then you got a really big problem. That's my thing. So the Panthers are probably going to lean on Chuba Hubbard. He's always a person that comes in and saves the day. We not even talking about Xavier like that. The issues are Bryce Young versus the Arizona pass and the rush, the coverage, all that stuff. If Bryce is under pressure, he's gonna make mistakes. I've seen the frustration already in week 1 when you should be like excited that the season has started. It's a new start for everybody. You should be ready to build on what you left off on last season. But I don't see that. I see the frustration. So he doesn't have time to throw in the pocket. He has to absolutely come out every time. And when he comes out, that's when he gets taken down. What is Steve-O saying? Okay.
He's still. So he meant like Garoppolo and Mac Jones.
That's what he means, yeah.
Okay, well, all right. Well, we're on the Panthers now, Steve-O. I'm so sorry. I hope your comment wasn't delayed being put up, and I'm addressing that, but my apologies. Panthers were right. Okay? Chuba Hubbard is going to be also fighting against that Cardinals run defense. The run defense is going to be the common denominator of issues to overcome for the Panthers, because if we can't establish a ground game to at least lighten the load on the passes and create play actions, we're going to have problems the whole game. Kyler Murray and his receivers versus our secondary. That's what it's going to come down to. Especially Marvin Harrison Jr. You guys know how he is. Trey McBride getting separation and catching in traffic. Those two dudes right there can isolate the whole defense of what Carolina's got going on. So you got to make sure that we're there. And especially turnovers and capitalizing on possible penalties that we may get, because everybody's, we don't ever convert and capitalize on penalties. Those are gifts. Those are nuggets. Take them. But in the end, we, the Panthers, have to avoid giveaways. We have to avoid giving those freebies out there. Arizona is known for building a lead and on teams right away, and they make other teams play catch up. We do not want to be in a position where we're playing catch up because it's almost impossible. Of course, people have the Cardinals at under 27 for their guess, and they're saying the Panthers are under 17, which is a huge difference, but the point spread is -6.5. So people are saying it's justified. So for those who don't know what that means that the Cardinals, either have to win by 7 or more or lose by 7 or more for you to win. And that means the Panthers themselves would have to overcome that 6.5 deficit to win straight out. So it's going to look really important about how Carolina can deal with these drives, the sustainability, things like that. But if the offense starts stalling, turning over, committing penalties, all kind of stuff like that, Bryce getting folded up like a lawn chair set, like a bag of potatoes, it's a wrap. And I don't have any time for that. I really don't. So that's my take on the Panthers. Of course, I'm going to go for them. I've already chosen them in this week's teams to play to win. And there's that. Do y'all want to have a feedback on that?
I think it's going to be closer as far as scores indicate, because I think Carolina's offense is going to play a lot better.
Thank you. God bless you. You agree too, JTrain?
Yes, I think
unfortunately, what we still gonna lose? Is that what you saying?
No, I said unfortunately their defense is still suspect until you fix that problem.
I don't know what they're gonna do against a running quarterback, but and it's hard to really predict Kyler Murray. He, like you said, Sonja, some days he's like just like world beaten, and he looks like he can be can't be stopped. And then in other days he's just like he makes some boneheaded decisions.
Yeah. Definitely bonehead. So we'll see. I don't even, you know what? Now, don't y'all get your comments blocked on here if he's talking sassy about my Panthers. All right, as we get ready to thank you for your voter support, JTrain and B. Let's wrap up with some college games. We have not talked college, y'all, in about a year. College games coming up tomorrow. Big game, Georgia, number 6 Georgia versus number 15 Tennessee. That game's tomorrow on ABC, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then JTrain, yo boys, number 3 LSU versus Florida. It's going to be kicking off tomorrow night at 7:30. Let's pause and just talk about those two games first, because I can see the eagerness, the LSU-dom coming out of you, JTrain. How excited are you to know that your Tigers are number 3?
So I don't like being this ranked this high, because either you can go one or two places. You can either go up a couple more spots, or you can definitely go down. And going down means being surprised by a team that got beat by a Power 4 team, or the South Florida Bulls. And Florida, Bill Napier is probably on the hot seat because of that. And so now they're 0-1, and they're 1-1. Forgive me, they're 1-1. And so to beat LSU is going to put them right back in the mix if they do. Even though we're playing at home, I just didn't like the way we played against Louisiana Tech, as if we took off a little bit and started reading our own clippings and smelling our own roses, and but roses smelling like poo poo.
Away win.
Roses was smelling like poo poo in that game, for real. So so with that said, I think they're gonna bounce back, and I think they're gonna beat Florida at home. This is always a major rivalry. It's like OSU and Michigan. We play each other like very hard every year. We're on two sides of the spectrum, one on the west and one on the east, but we always play each other every year. It's a rivalry game for sure. And Florida had us beat, especially in the 90s when Spurrier was there. So it's hated. It's a hated rivalry. And so I can't wait until tomorrow when we dog them, when we just beat the dog stew out of them. And so I just you remember when you were young, dogs too. Yeah. So I mean, I just think we're gonna win. I think you're gonna see Garrett Nussmeier back in the Heisman Trophy race again. And I think our offense, everything that we've done all season, is going to get back to what it was. And I think supposedly the center that was a major piece of our offensive line that got hurt, I think he may be playing. We'll see. He's been practicing, so he got hurt in that last game.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely big. Of course, that's one of the big games this weekend. And Michigan is playing Central Michigan, not too much of a screen tomorrow. And Ann Arbor B, I mean, I don't know. I saw the small eye roll there, so I don't think you're super excited about it. It's kind of like a interstate rivalry. Well,
it's like
aren't
high
they the
school,
Trojans? The Spartans?
The Chippewas.
The Chippewas, yeah.
Oh, child, yeah, I really wasn't ready. All right, more games then. South Carolina, number 11 versus Vandy. It's going to be also coming on tomorrow on the SEC Network, 7:45 p.m. And then Clemson, y'all say Clemson, I say Clemson. Clemson versus Georgia Tech. That's going to be at noon. Number 12 Clemson, by the way. And then number 19, this is probably the lowest rank they've ever had as I can remember, Alabama versus Wisconsin at noon as well. Miami, the Canes, versus number 18, number 5 Miami. Let me clarify, versus number 18 South Florida. It's going to be mid-afternoon. Mm-hmm. Huh?
South Florida they're dogs.
Yeah,
they are
South
playing
Florida
like dogs.
They're running up. They're climbing up this ranking really quick. And then, of course, another game to watch amongst the big games is number 8 Notre Dame versus number 16 Texas A&M. Now, I bet you guys are excited about that game. Mr. White Pants himself always out there coaching Texas in rare style, the Longhorns.
I got a couple of upsets that you called some games there. One, I got Tennessee beating Georgia. I think that's going to happen.
You know, that's
I was going to say that. However, Tennessee is down both their starting corners.
Ooh.
They are.
Yes. I was like,
yeah.
I like how Tennessee was been playing.
But I'm not sold on Gunnar Stockton. I'm just not sold on him as a quarterback for Georgia. I like Georgia, but the last couple of games they played, I mean, it's okay. What's going on, Lawson? Who else did I pick as Vanderbilt? I like them to win their game. And I think in my upset, because of how they've been playing against teams, I think that Georgia Tech's going to upset Clemson.
Oh, that's going to be big. You let Georgia Tech upset somebody? Whoo. These folks going to be made. They're going to be big made.
What do you got in a Notre Dame Texas A&M game?
Right.
That's a pretty tough game. I picked Texas A&M to win that game. I'll be honest with you. I like the quarterback. I think he's good, and I just think Notre Dame, they're not as good as they were last year. Mm-hmm. I think Texas A&M is rising a little bit, and so I like them to win in a close one or not in that one.
I think so too. What do you think, B? I mean, I know, you up there in the north, so you kind of just, do you even get it?
I'm not a big fan of Notre Dame. I'm not saying I hate Notre Dame. I don't like Notre Dame. But Lloyd Carr's son is the quarterback, or grandson is the quarterback. So, I mean, that's a Michigan affiliate. So, I don't know, man. And Nate's team is Aggies.
Oh, yeah.
Talking big stuff.
Yeah. Let him know I gave him a shout out, because I just think I like Notre Dame.
I like Notre Dame too. I like Notre Dame more than I like A&M in this one. Sorry. I just want to do that just because I'm just an ass.
I do got to plug in one more thing that I forgot to mention. And this is kind of just a playoff of just the not the games, but just overall. I forgot that Sharon Moore is still suspended for another 2 games with Michigan anyway. And so they got Biff Poggi up there as the interim head coach. Michigan could get beat really easily just because, their leaders aren't there. I mean, who knows? Central Michigan.
You
not the Chippewas.
You forgot that Harbaugh got suspended.
I knew you were going to say that, and that's when
Moore took over and they won the game.
Yeah.
So
he was cussing so bad on there. He was cussing and crying. I was like, wow, he was so excited.
So I'm not especially against Central Michigan.
Make sure
the next game might be a little different because they're playing Nebraska, but Nebraska's a little tougher. But Central Michigan, I'm not worried about that. The only thing I'm looking forward to that game is hopefully Bryce Underwood.
I was getting ready to mention him.
Takes advantage of the fact that he's playing a weaker school and lights the board up because that's what he needs to do.
He should bounce back. I think so.
Yeah, well, let's see, because you guys lost to Oklahoma, and Bryce is still projected to be you guys' starter, but there's lots of expectations that he's got to improve on his passing game. And the fact
there's 18 million reasons why he should improve.
18 million, seriously. I mean, Michigan has the dominant defensive line. I will say that. Like, there's probably gonna be a lot of defensive players from that team going to the draft when it's time for them to be drafted because they have a solid defense. And their running game has actually improved with Haynes and Marshall. Don't you agree?
Yeah. I'm not really impressed with their running game, to tell you the truth. I'm not a big fan. Well, these are two new running backs. This isn't Blake Corum, and what's his face they had last year. Those guys were tough runners.
Yeah.
These Haynes, I mean, he's a quick guy. He could probably break one off. He kind of reminds me of what's the NFL running back that's small like that? He's a small guy too, and he's not a big body guy, so I don't really have a lot of confidence when he runs between the tackles. He gets
Dave Meggett,
right? Maybe.
Right.
Actually, it's pretty good though. He's fast. Hayes is fast. He's a fast guy, but getting past that line of scrimmage, he is the better back than the backup back. That guy's crap. But the offensive line ain't bad. But they're new. A lot of those are new offensive guys, and Oklahoma showed that they're not gelled yet. And Oklahoma's coming after them, so they got to have that. They have to have that solidified too. This is a good game. This is a good game to have it solidified.
Yeah, we heard the sound effect in the background, like soon you see it coming from you, like
using our street. Rusty cars going by.
I was about to say Detroit. I mean, you live by the Detroit Motor Speedway, or where you live at, sir?
It seems like it some days.
All right, before we get off of here, I'm going to take a small pause here for just a moment of silence. Of course, yesterday was September 11th, 9/11. It was 24 years since the World Trade Center that claimed close to 3,000 lives. And a lot of people lost their lives even over the most recent years from contaminants in the air since those horrific attacks on New York City. So, of course, we continue to remember them in our thoughts every day as we continue to strive for a better life. And I'm sure everybody's aware of all of the issues that have happened just this week. You have everything from the National Guard being deployed now to Memphis. They're in LA. Of course, the unaliving in Utah was horrific. We just need to be more mindful than ever of our neighbors, of our community, and of being a better person all around. So we want to just pause for that at that moment. I'm going to wrap up the show with some injuries and updated news as we wrap up. JTrain, B. Strilla, and myself, of course, here. Austin Eckler went down with a possible Achilles injury in that game yesterday for the Commanders. The running back, we saw him carted off during the game. And they're saying, guys, that this is apparently a serious Achilles injury. And so they said the early signs that they've seen is already pointing to a tear. And they are pending this MRI confirmation list. You guys know it's been confirmed. I think it's
confirmed he's out for the rest of the season.
Unfortunately, out for the rest of the season. Of course, this is his first season with the Commanders, correct? Because he came from the Chargers second season. Okay, second season. Of course, we've already talked about Brock Purdy a few minutes ago. He is out with turf toe and shoulder injuries for week 2. So we'll get a chance to see Mr. Mac and Cheese, former Patriot, Mac Jones. Starting Mac Jizones. And
elbow macaroni throwing on.
If you guys saw Lamar Jackson shove a fan, that Bills fan is banned from all NFL games for life. He shoved another player. I can't remember who it was, but Lamar engaged as well. No discipline for Lamar. And JTrain, you'll be interested to know Derek Carr is coming out saying he is not ruling out a possible return to the NFL, even though he has retired. Now, congratulations are in order to JJ McCarthy. He is officially a dad. He missed practice due to the birth of his son on today. So congratulations to him. And thank you, everybody, for likes, love, shares. We wish you guys a good night. But tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., join B. Strilla, JTrain for the debate show with Jack Hirsch. And Sunday morning, the Sunday morning sports show, 8 a.m., 10 p.m. And also don't forget, B. Strilla and his crew, the 1A Cheek 3 Toes, are throughout. Stay tuned for the shows, Dr. Sim, and more. For the weekend, we bid you all a good night.
Peace.
Can win a lose a man a winner, and that's for certain. Never take no program, come me and me own dance. So me go and shut and tell them man a winner, yeah. Pop, pop, don't not, Joe, not, turn in a